Alright, let's say you want to change faucets, and the new drain piece that mounts onto the bottom of the bowl is this one here, and it's got this piece on there, so you have to change that out because it won't, this one will not work without it. Oh boy. So let's say we want to change this out. Well, the first thing we have to, well, first we have to undo this. And this, well, let's start with this. Let's say we need to take the, we need to clean the drain out. And we need to take out the pop-up. So we have to take this off, pull this out. And now we can get the pop-up out. Oh boy. Okay, so now we clean it out. And now, by the way, this is what we got out of there. She was a brunette. Long-haired brunette. Okay. Alright, so now that we've got that done, okay, now we got to take this out. So what we have to do is take this nut off. Now it's not going to go up through this way because of this right there. So anyway, we need to get rid of this anyway. Alright, got rid of that. Get this loose. Pull this nut down as far as you can because you got to take care of some stuff on top. Okay. And then work this loose and then push it up. Okay. Now we pushed it up. Yeah, we've got it loose. Now let's get on the top side. Okay, we've got to pull this thing up. You can pull this out of there. You don't necessarily need that in there anyway. Okay, and then this is where you're going to probably need a little help because you need to turn this up here and somebody holds the bottom unless you can do it. And normally they're just finger tight anyway. And of course that's it. It's out. Now we're basically going to do the thing this way. Take that off. It's going to come up through the bottom, and you can either use this ring supplied or you can use what's called plumber's putty. That's the only thing I've ever used. Non-sparingly. Whatever doesn't get used, you can get it back and put it right back into the bucket. And we've got all that on there. Stick this up through the bottom, and you need to make sure this is all real good and clean. Depending on your sink, you want this as far down as you can get it. Okay, and then your ring, once it catches, then you can turn the bottom part until it stops. All you want is hand tight and turn it around to where it says American Standard to the front. American Standard. And then it should be right in the back, in the bottom I mean. Okay. Pull that down as tight as you can. You want to make sure this doesn't turn because you need this facing the back with the American Standard name facing toward the front. Push this little rubber ring up there. I mean, it's not very easy, but it will go. Or you can just, hopefully you got some help. Okay, you got it there just as tight as you can get it. Now, when you start running water in here and it runs through the pipe, you can look down here and make sure there's no drips coming from here. If there is, all you gotta do is just tighten this nut up a little bit more. Alright, let's check to make sure we're still facing the front way. Oh, but before I do that, we have to put some sealant on here, and it's a plumber's sealant, even though they have this ring on there. Okay, this stuff is called pipe thread sealant. No, excuse me, pipe thread compound and something else. This thing's been in my plumbing box for so long. Anyway, so much for that. Okay, seal this really good. You want to make sure it's fully coated. Doesn't have to be liberal amounts, but it's not going to hurt. Okay, start this in again. Screw that in. Now we know for sure there's not going to be any leak there. I mean, you can barely see it. American standard, but yes, it is facing the right way. The plumber's putty that you put too much on, you can just take it off, and that's it. Now the one you want to get is stain free. You can use it on everything. This is what they use on marble, because the other plumber's putty will stain the marble, and it is tough to get up. Okay, you want to make sure it's all the way up, because the plunger is all the way down right now. And then screws onto the back of it like that. Okay, now let's go up there and see if it's working. To hold it down tight before you hook it up. But other than that, it is working, and so that's all we do.